are definitely on our way now.
₹50 at Link's house to start,
Oh.
and a bottle at the sanctuary. That's a good early start.
Oh yeah, that makes Kakariko trip quite amusing because you pretty much can check most of it just having that bottle.
And we're seeing a map check already. It looked like Crystal 4 at Eastern Palace, the Green Pendant at the Desert, and Crystal number 1 at Tower of Hera.
Very nice. 2 crystals in Light World. It's always nice. Alright, Tree Tug. What is it gonna be? Oh, 5 arrows. Okay.
That's a lot of arrows we're seeing in both screens so far.
Oh, yes. Hoarder the Crab gives us lots of rupees. That's nice.
Now that's something really convenient for the start of the run. You want, what, often 150 rupees going into Kakariko?
Oh, I hate that bush guard.
And it looks like just an arrow upgrade in the Lumberjack Cave, so that's not going to say that Aghanim's required.
Yep, doesn't look like we're going to get that upgrade anytime soon.
So for those that don't know, I am Philian. I am joined by the wonderful Hiei. And Hiei, why don't you tell everyone who's watching and wondering what the heck is Randomizer? Just a bit about what's going on.
Well, if you're new to Randomizer, this is actually the open mode. This is the reason why we are not in a raid state and we're not going to save Zelda, because in open mode, you're free to explore other places without going to escape and save Zelda. Actually, in fact, Zelda's not even there. And what's also interesting about Randomizer is the items are properly placed by logic so that you can complete the game. And so you will not see your traditional big chest with the traditional items, such as your bow, glove, and such. It can be randomized to be just about anything as long as you can progress in the game.
That's right, there is a lot of logic that goes into making sure these seeds, these races, are completable. We're not going to do something like the boots are on top of the ledge in the library, because that wouldn't be fun for anyone.
And one noticeable difference, if you notice, is you get to search a bunch of places that you don't often search. Like, you search Kakariko for all these other locations, and you go look for bombs, so these are some interesting facts for you.
Every so often, you do end up with an item in its vanilla location. MrBarrybondz has found a potion in the back of the bar, or a bottle in the back of the bar. And when he goes to Sick Kid and says, "Here, I have a bottle," this time it's just 10 arrows. So we're not seeing anything major for these runners just yet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we do see the Moon Pearl on top of the shelf in the library, so they're going to need the boots at some point in this seed if they want to start doing things in the Dark World.
Well, that's definitely an interesting place to have that pearl.
Yeah, that points to getting the boots maybe a bit earlier than we're used to seeing them. They're also finding blue mail in the chicken hut, which is going to give them a lot of survivability in the early game.
I like it when chat says early boost for once. Oh, baby. That was a nice item, definitely.
The fire rod in the well at the start of the game, so that's at least something they can do damage with.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Changing to tires so quickly.
I don't think I've ever seen a sub 5-minute red mail play before.
Well, they're definitely well protected in this seed. I don't see anyone missing that.
No, if they're not looking in those places, then they're not doing the standard routing. And of course, Axe on his way to check well right now.
Ooh. Wow, well, we did find something really nice in Blind's house. our very first sword.
That's right. One of the really big quirks of the open mode is that the players don't start with a sword. Some games, like this one, they get it very early. In fact, already in Kakariko. In some games, it can take them 40 minutes or more to find a sword. And they'll be hunting around trying to find some way of beating enemies.
Ooh, we get a quick high five right here?
We will. It looks like MrBarrybondz is farming up some rupees, probably so that he can buy something from the bottle vendor right at the start.
Oh yes, and by the way, we have our wonderful tracker, Blue and Green Mikey, in taking place of our tracking, so make sure you give him thanks for doing all of the hard work for us today.
Yeah, thanks, Blue Green Mikey. He's going to be the one making sure that all those items at the bottom of the screen are up to date.
One very important thing is in Randomizer, the crystal and pendant dungeons are randomized. So that's something that we need to keep track of because it's still necessary to find all 7 crystals in order for you to progress in Ganon's Tower.
That's right. So what we can tell based on that opening map check we saw is that the runners will have to complete Eastern Palace and Tower of Hera no matter what. And maybe they'll have to complete Desert Palace if there's an item that the green pendant unlocks.
Yep, the green pendant's still just like vanilla in terms of you can still trade it in at Sahasrahla, but the items Sahasrahla gives may be different.
That's right, it's usually not the boots. Although, given that we've seen the Moon Pearl on that ledge in the library, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the boots anyways.
That would be a great one there. I would like that. Vanilla boots.
So it looks like Acktheboker is going to head into the basement at the castle right now. I believe there's 3 chests down there in that area you'd normally do very first to find Zelda.
It is an early escape, so let's see how well he does. Oh wow! Finds the shrew.
Nice early fetch quest item for him to route in probably sooner rather than later.
Oh, we get some message from Stogie. He won't forget. He watched the other race. Oh wow! Oh, and wow!
Power Glove and an early lamp in Sahasrahla's hut. That lamp will let them make their way through dark rooms with a cone of light. They won't be just walking around entirely in the dark.
Yep, the Power Gloves. It's so bad. That gives you the lift upgrades that you usually see in vanilla. And one of the places that we often like to visit with Power Gloves is the back of Escape. That's where MrBarrybondz is heading right now.
Ack demonstrating the power of the Fire Rod to beat pretty much any enemy in one hit. Rather than 8 slashes, he can just one-hit that guard.
I'm wondering if that mushroom will end up being something valuable now. I'm always curious about these fetch quest items.
They can be very sinister, especially when you just don't want to spend the time to get that one item checked.
Alright. Quick check in the dam, and Acktheboker's checking our favorite mini Moldorm cave.
That's right, both of these runners doing fairly standard early game routing, checking the areas with the most chests as soon as they can.
Oh baby, we did see something really nice there. And another thing.
Boots and mirror in the mini Moldorm cave. Those are 2 big early finds for them.
Absolutely. What are those, chat?
What are those? I'm not sure since we're not used to seeing them.
Yeah, most definitely.
But that'll give them the Moon Pearl with the boots. And as soon as Barrybondz picks up his mirror, if he combines that with his lamp and his power glove, he can get all the way up to Tower of Hera this early in the seed.
Oh yeah, it's a nice one. Let's see what Ack decides to do. He's gonna do some fake flippering or water walk. He has the boots, so gives him a lot of options here. Oh baby, I see something.
What is he doing here?
He is preparing a water walk with Pegasus boots. That's why you have to dash by that hole that he just did right there. There you go! Swag moves here. Figure out the intel.
Looks like it's just 10 arrows on the island, so probably not something they're going to go for.
Probably not.
So this is the kind of thing we call a minor glitch, which the runners are allowed to do to break the logic very slightly in this game. In this case, to get the bug catching net. That lets them check items that the items they have don't quite allow them to check. But we still let them do it as long as it's not a major glitch that breaks the game open.
Oh yes, and he did find the bug net, so we have an ability to have Swaggin in here.
I'd certainly love to see some Swagginum strats.
And chat's asking where that glove is. It was in the back of Sahasrah's hut.
Yeah, so hopefully we see Acktheboker go over there pretty soon. Barrybondz is making his way up Death Mountain.
I'm thinking Acktheboker is trying to pick up the Moon Pearl before anything. Because if he does have that, it's a really nice thing to have when he makes the climb up to Death Mountain and find something else that he may need, such as the Titan's Mitt or so.
Yeah, you don't want to be stuck without that. And Barrybondz finds the shovel from the old man, so that's now 2 fetch quest items these runners have between them.
Oh wow. That's really an interesting start.
This is a very fetching seed so far. I like the look of it.
And I think Ack might be making the play to Sahasrah's hut right now, seeing the direction he's going. Oh wait, no. Making a quick check, maybe Agnes gave her the dam. Oh no, I know what he's doing. He's preparing the fake flipper here.
He is doing a fake flipper in a small pond.
This is a smart way to deliver the mushroom because you can swim over to the pathway there and jump off.
That's right, and Barrybondz has found the Bombos medallion up on Death Mountain, which may or may not be required. If you haven't seen Randomizer before, then you should know that the medallions required to enter Misery Mire and Turtle Rock are randomly selected every time we generate a seed.
Bombos. Might be a required medallion. We don't know yet, though.
Well, it looks like the mushroom was traded in for 300 rupees. That's a big influx of cash that will help them with an early Zora play if they need to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Alright, let's see what he does next. Does got the boots, so he has some interesting options here. Oh, I don't think he went to the dam yet. It looks like he's picking up that mirror for that purpose there.
Yeah, this is a nice thing to route in once you have the mirror.
Meanwhile, we're in the Tower Hera. We can see some routing interesting with the mirror here. Really helps out. Oh, baby. This is probably not an Aghanim seed after we saw that.
No, Aghanim's not required. That gives Barrybondz access to the Dark World with the hammer, the Moon Pearl, when he gets it, and the Power Gloves.
Yep, everybody knows. Stop. Hammer time. Oh, we saw that cape though. I hope App doesn't get any ideas from that one.
I hope he doesn't as well. I think he's a strong enough runner that as soon as he gets the items for Death Mountain, he's going to focus on that, knowing that he can complete Tower of Hera.
Oh yeah. I also I hope he wouldn't think about it is because he doesn't have the lamp yet, so that should not trigger him to do anything of the sort.
That's very true. He's going to get the lamp at the same time he gets those mitts anyways.
Mm-hmm. But with that hammer, it gives us a lot of access to the east side of Death Mountain, so we're going to see that right now.
Yeah, it looks like MrBarrybondz failed his bomb jump that he had set up, and rather than keep trying it, because he got set so far back in the dungeon, he is going to do some other Death Mountain cleanup. I expect he'll go back into that dungeon once he's finished here.
Mm-hmm. And there they are. He's got his power gloves, he's got his lamp. Let's see what he decides to do. Well, he's not saving quitting, so I'm thinking he might be taking a dip to Eastern Palace. Oh, try to do some spin speed here for us.
That spin speed is very hard to control.
Oh yeah, and chat was just happy when they saw Spiral Cave with some boots.
Unfortunately, it didn't pay off for MrBarrybondz today, but the east side of Death Mountain might. Not yet, with just a heart piece and 20 rupees.
Well, the great thing is they have lamps so early, so we will not see any dark navigation necessary at all. Oh boy, that was actually a great play for Acktheboker.
That is highly unexpected, and that's going to be huge for him.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's huge to find in such a location.
Barry did find the flippers over on Death Mountain, but that's nothing compared to finding the bow in its vanilla dungeon.
Oh yeah, having the D makes this really, really nice because this is a dungeon required and you have to have that bow to finish this one.
And most runners will avoid going into a dungeon if they don't have the required items, especially if they don't have the item that normally spawns in that dungeon. So it could be a while before Barry tries to do that.
I'm also wondering if Barry's going to decide to do Tower Hero later, because when he was up there, he had everything he needed to finish it. But he probably was thinking, just one more item. He'll probably do it later then.
If he got 2 items out of there, which he might have, then there's no reason, of course, to finish that dungeon until the very end of the game.
Yep.
So that might be what his thinking is.
Yeah, I think he's setting up for later. Because he does have the mirror, so he can always mirror to there once he finishes whatever he has to do.
I mean, that is where you end up as you're going into Ganon's Tower.
Yeah. Oh, we get the quick check here. It looks like Crystal 5 was in Pod.
Now, I also saw the blue pendant at Turtle Rock.
Ice Palace was Crystal 6, and I think Thieves Town was our red pendant. There you go.
That's correct. Barry finding the Master Sword in Hype Cave, as well as the Powder of the Titan's Mitt,
and
20 rupees and Ether.
Oh,
I would actually call that Hype.
Cave. We live up to its name for once. Hype Cave was hype.
That is a pretty dang good cave for him.
Yep. And that's where Acktheboker probably will be heading once he heads up Death Mountain. He'll get the hammer, and he's probably going to be on his way too.
Looks like Barry never checked this island item, so he's just going to blind grab it for a measly 10 arrows.
Yep, and he has the flippers, so he doesn't really need to do any glitches here. He's using everything without sequence breaking. Alright, we get to see the life lesson now.
Yeah, 350 rupees in the waterfall chest means he has enough to sell, or rather buy an item from Zora. And Acktheboker, finishing up Eastern Palace, gets his first crystal only 20 minutes into the seed.
That's very nice to have, especially this early. And what will it be today? Oh, baby. Definitely a life lesson.
A life lesson about the value of a little bit of love.
Oh, yeah.
So Ack is now going to do the back of escape, which should give him just his fighter's shield.
And I'm thinking he's probably going to make a way trip to Death Mountain now. Because he has that lamp. Got the glove.
That certainly would be the place to go. And MrBarrybondz is making an early play into Ice Palace.
Ooh.
He does have red mail, but he's also only got 6 or 7 hearts for this. 7 hearts. So this could be a challenging dungeon. But it's a crystal dungeon. It's one he has to do at some point, so he might as well do it now.
Yep. It's definitely an interesting play. He knows it's one of the crystal 5 and 6s, so he's probably thinking some double-chested fairy after this, too.
That's right. Completing this dungeon, as well as the Palace of Darkness, will make that giant bomb appear at the bomb shop, so he can take that to the pyramid and see 2 chests.
Yeah. And at this point, it's kind of in play, because we know on Acktheboker's side, he's able to complete the dungeon because he has that bow.
That's right. So we're seeing a very generous seed early on. Good portion of the items that they'll need just to complete the game, they've already got.
Oh, yeah. And they don't necessarily require the ice rod either, because Turtle Rock was a pendant dungeon.
You're right.
I'm trying to think what items they still need. Obviously, Hookshot is something they need because of Swamp Palace. Red Cane is needed because of Misery Mire.
The flute is also needed because of Misery Mire.
Yep, so those are the 3, and then potentially what medallion do they need to get in?
Yes, if they need Quake, they'll still have to go finding that.
Chap's asking where's Bo. Bo was in its vanilla location in Eastern Palace. Alright, Barry's trying to do this bomb jump once again. He's got to be careful this time of not falling off the ledge.
Yeah, he made it through and then dropped out at the end of this room, sadly. But he's through it now.
And I'm pretty sure Acktheboker is really happy to see that hammer, because once he sees that, he knows Aghanim is not required.
Yeah, that's always a nice thing to be certain of.
Hookshot's not always required, just letting you know that. It's if you know how to hover, not always a necessary thing.
If you are one of the, half a dozen players who is sufficiently good at hovering, hookshot's not always required.
Yep, it's one of those times.
For my part, I'm always going to make the hookshot required for myself.
Alright, that was the compass that MrBarrybondz missed.
Yeah, nothing too major there.
Yeah, it looks like it was just the hammer and then this. Then that means, unless... Did we see the item that was in the front part of it, the very first time? I didn't really totally pay attention.
I believe the very first room was Big Key, so we've only seen one item out of this so far.
Well,
I think Ack's going to show us a second, either here or in the basement.
Yeah, this is why I was surprised that, that MrBarrybondz jumped out of it, right? Because he didn't really see both items just yet. Alright, one more hammer strike. It only requires 3 because the hammer does tempered damage, so... Let's take a look.
I just want to point out that Barry's taking every opportunity to bomb jump in here.
Oh, yeah. We did see the other item. It was the shield progressive upgrade, so that's why Acktheboker now has a magic shield. Or the red shield.
That is in no way required, but is marginally helpful in a few places, particularly the blind fight.
Mm-hmm. Alright, this is definitely a sequence break here by MrBarrybondz, because it doesn't require you to do that bomb jump to get over here. So if he was looking for the hook shot, he knows it wouldn't be on this side.
That's right, this is a sequence break, but given that he's confident in being able to do it, I can see why he'd go here instead of trying something like Eastern Palace, where he doesn't know that the bow's there.
Mm-hmm.
I wish he knew the bow was there.
Yep. I don't know when he's gonna go there, or he's gonna route from pod to get there once he finds a flute, hopefully. That's another play that most players like to do, is they flute to 5, use that hammer to open that entranceway and make it there with the mirror.
That's correct.
Alright, this is early. Let's see what he does. Acktheboker's just probably trying to find his way to route himself back up here so he can do the eastern side of Death Mountain. Which will be nice for him. He'll find his flippers there.
And I think his Titan's Mitt as well. No, the Titan's Mitt was in Hype Cave.
Mm-hmm. But he definitely needs those flippers for Swamp Palace, so it's good that he gets them here.
Does look like Ack is missing the Spiral Cave. He may return to it for his routing.
We'll see. Alright, this Cult Stair fight. It's gonna be an interesting one. I don't know if he's gonna use Hammer Strats or Master Sword Strats. But he still has a little bit of Fire Rod because he just used Bombos there.
That's right, using Bombos is a bit slower to start the fight, but as you can see, you save about half that magic bar, which he puts to great use.
Alright, he's definitely using a whole bunch of strats. He switched the hammer here, does tempered damage on the cold stairs. Oh, he's gotta watch out. He's one more hit away from, okay, he's good.
And there we go. Whew.
Yeah, it looks like Acktheboker has collected his flippers, which is nice, and he is thinking exactly what you're thinking. He's routing himself way back up a spiral cave.
Well, that's good to see. We know there's nothing good in Spiral Cave today, but it's always nice for those runners to clear it out and not have to be worrying about it.
Yeah, he just wants peace of mind, so this is a good thing.
And it looks like MrBarrybondz got all 3 items out of the Ice Palace, so he's going to save and quit, and we'll see where he goes with this. Hopefully Eastern.
Well, let's see. He's probably going to check King's Tomb because he has a Titan's Mitt. See what strat he does. Alright. I like that one. The little dash strap. Alright, Acktheboker's gonna go to the village of Outcasts is what I'm taking a look at here, if he's going this direction.
That's right, this is really strong play right now. Especially with the Fire Rod, he can clear out all of Skull Woods right now.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Barrybondz has the same idea, but having the Titan's Mitt already, he gets to take a bit of a shortcut to get there.
Mm-hmm. And I think they might be intersecting here if he decides to go straight up. We might be seeing both of them in Skull Woods together.
That's right, they can both clear it. And it looks like Barrybondz is going straight to the back part of the Skull Woods, not bothering with those first few chests.
Well, it's an interesting play. Some people like to go through the backwards half and then make their way go forward.
Finding the big key in the back half does kind of pay off for that routing. Mm-hmm. It's not required, but it'll come in handy when he does the front half again.
I would agree on that. Makes sense. But we did find one item in the back half already, so we shall see what happens here. Maybe the big chest wouldn't even be needed.
Now this fight that they're going towards is a very risky fight for a lot of runners. 7 hearts to take on Mothula is really dicey, even with the red mail, just because all of those switchblades on the floor do a heart, no matter what your mail is.
Yeah, the spikes always do 1 heart damage.
But I think both these runners are very good. That's why they're at 3-0 in this tournament so far. So we're going to see some great Mothula fights here, I expect.
I'd like to see what kind of strats they pull. I think Ack might still use Fire Rod for a little bit, but he might opt to switch to Hammer because it does a little bit more damage than the Fighter Sword.
That's right, Acktheboker is still running with his level 1 sword.
And yep, looks like he is opting to do Hammer Strikes because he's got that equipped right there.
And Barry makes it through his fight. It's a long fight, but he just keeps dodging those spikes on the ground until Mothula goes down.
Alright, he's got, I think, 2 more hits with the hammer? Oh, there you go. There, got him.
Very clean fight from Acktheboker.
Yeah, that was definitely a great fight for Ack. But look at that. They're pretty even right now.
That's right, Acktheboker is up by just 1 crystal at the moment, but they've collected different crystals for the most part. And Barrybondz has checked a few overworld locations. So although these routes are very different, I'd say these runners are about tied so far.
Span attacks work with Fire Sword, and regular Fire Sword slashes work on Mothula as well still. It just doesn't do as much damage though.
No, the hammer is particularly challenging because it has such a small hitbox. But
yep.
That's one of those things when we talk about the high skill level of these runners. They understand just how small that hitbox is, and they're comfortable getting in close.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it looks like that big chest is going to hold something. We'll see it on MrBarrybondz side.
I think that's about 6 bomb jumps so far, and he gets rewarded with more bombs, probably so he can keep bomb jumping.
Ah, that's pretty nice. Bomb jumps are always a good thing. The nice thing about this is if they do decide to dip into the Pendant Dungeon Thieves Town, they have everything to finish it. Because that hammer is usually the only thing you really require.
Yeah, on a visit in there, they can even open that big chest in the bottom. So they can potentially get all 4 items if that's where they go looking.
Yep. And it will be the first, probably, Pendant Dungeon that they dip into if they decide to do so.
Yeah, certainly an easier play than going to Turtle Rock or Desert Palace right now.
Yep. But I know on Acktheboker's end, he has the ability to finish up Pod. That's a pretty nice play too, especially the fact that it is another combination for his Crystal 5 and 6.
That's right, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he headed over there pretty soon. And Barry is going to make the play into Thieves Town. Going to get all 4 items out of this. Not a bad play, since we know how heavy dungeons tend to be weighted with progression items, but not the right play since we know Bo is over in Eastern.
Now, one interesting fact is that if you're not used to the randomizer, the mini chess game is guaranteed that you will find the item you're looking for if you open both chests in the very first round.
That's a great anti-frustration feature they put in, so you don't have to do what you normally do, which is take 100 rupees into that chest game and keep missing the piece of heart.
And it looks like we're going to have our other mini game here for the digging game, which has been changed to 1 out of 30 digs. You'll find your special item here.
That's right, fortunately, it's the same number of digs for both runners, so that neither one gets a time advantage if they both do it.
Looks like chat's called out 18. Oh, let's see.
I believe that was 16, which is not super far away.
Oh, yeah.
And given that that was the only guess we saw in chat, I'm going to give it to the one who guessed 18. Congratulations, you have won the closest guess of the night.
I think Acktheboker is going to be heading toward Hype Cave direction very soon after this. And indeed, it would have been a great rep play for him.
That's right. Earlier would have been better, but I don't think he'll suffer too much from this play.
And he could route his way up to, well, yeah, this is good, because he has the shovel.
And was that the Quake medallion I saw?
Yes, we did.
So between these runners, we have all the medallions we need.
Oh, yeah. The thing still missing is still, where's that flute, and where's that hookshot and red cane?
That's right, but at only 40 minutes in, I'd say this is a very generous seed so far.
Absolutely. But still, there's still things that we like to say could be possible items still at the pedestal. And that probably could be the flute. Could also be the hookshot, right?
I believe that's right. Well, it can't be the flute because we just saw MrBarrybondz pick that up in Thieves Town.
Oh boy,
so
Thieves Town was the play.
That ruins the flute dream. So we're just hoping for the hookshot if we're hoping for a pedestal seed today.
Yep, that just came out to be. I guess these was a good play to go after all.
Yeah, that'll give them full access to Desert Palace if they want it, as well as everything in Mire except the final boss.
Looks like Acktheboker's gonna head towards Pod here. Not checking the pyramid just yet. Because I think it's a smart play to do that, because he knows once he's finished his pod, he can check that pyramid, taking up the double-chested fairy at the same time with the mob.
That's right, he'll have to do ice as well, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him do ice right after this. He has so many dungeons he can just clear right now. And BarrybondZ cleaning up blind, but just getting 20 rupees. So, one useful item in Thieves' Town, but it was the flute.
An absolutely necessary item, because that's the only way you can get to Mire. And it's always nice to have flute right next to Thieves' Town, because what you do is exactly what MrBarrybondz doing now with Spike Duck.
Yeah, you don't have to muck around trying to find when to route in that flute activation, you just do it right away, and now you've got fast travel.
Yeah, but between both of them, because the fact that they have so many items and such, they pretty much have access to just about any place they go right now.
Yeah, they really do, which is why I'm a huge fan of Acktheboker's plays. Just clearing every dungeon he can, basically, because he's gonna have to do them at some point.
I like how he decided to do Pod, because the reason why I say that's a pretty interesting one and a good one is you still have to look for that big key in Pod.
That's right, you end up covering most of the dungeon searching for that big key, so you might as well do it while you're trying to open every chest anyways.
And he's still looking for items, and Pod has quite a few items, so it gives him an opportunity to think of, oh, potentially this has more items that I can go, so it's worth a look. Plus it opens up his double-chested fairy. Alright, we're getting the frog tour here. It's going to be a really short one, though.
Barry making great use of those hammer dashes to get through these pegs for Peg Cave in a reasonable amount of time, as opposed to a yawn-inducing one.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most favorite things for random players to do is making use of those hammer dashes there.
Oh, as far as I'm concerned, those hammer dashes are the reason we use the Japanese 1.0 ROM.
Oh, absolutely. Having that version 1.0 glitches definitely makes everything worthwhile.
So Barry gets the blue cane from the Smiths, which is not really required at this point. But he'll be able to do Bat Cave as well.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen this just yet. This whole side of this tour has not been done. What will the Magic Bat have for us today? Red Roops.
A terrible curse to receive from the Magic Bat. Look at all those rupees BarrybondZ has to carry.
Yeah, we just got some sub hype for HLA Hat. Welcome to the Speed Gaming Party, where we give high fives for free.
I don't give high fives for free, but I don't speak for all of Speed Gaming. So Acktheboker has basically cleared out all of the Palace of Darkness right now. I don't think he got any progression items out of it. But he will be able to go straight to the boss now and clean that up for his 4th crystal.
Alright, this will be nice. We call this the sexy statue because you're moving quite nicely when you get up there. Alright, what will be in this lunchbox today? Often an interesting troll location for most players because they put it off the side, but having that flute really early is nice to have because just mirror and you're going to be able to deliver the chest.
Yeah, Barry looked a bit unsure about how he was going to deliver this chest, but now that he's got the flute, he knows where he's going.
Oh yeah.
And the lunchbox just having 3 bombs. So we're going to take that away from him and save him a bit of the heartburn he was going to get.
That was a pretty good turtle win by Acktheboker.
Yeah, we are seeing some great execution from him.
Alright, our first dip into Mire here in the Mire Shed area would be nice. And Acktheboker's fighting Helmasaur takes 17 hits with the hammer.
Axe not even opting for the sword boost to the range on the hammer hitbox that most players go for. He's just getting in there with the hammer.
Oh, that was
and
nice.
Hitting hard.
And the reason why he broke the mask right there was because if Helma's gonna do a fireball and he breaks it, it actually cancels it out for that last one.
Oh, all the fireballs get cancelled as soon as the mask comes off?
And when he did it right then and there, it canceled that one fireball.
Well, that's a very nice play.
Yep.
So that'll be 4 crystals already for Acktheboker at only 47 minutes into this seed.
Mm-hmm. And he still has the availability to do Ice Palace, and because he has all the weapons for that. That's another one he can finish right now, too.
That's right. At some point, he'll have to go into Thieves Town, but that may not happen right now.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that MrBarrybondz didn't make the play into Desert Palace, though, but we'll see. Oh, he's going back to Hera now. Oh, wow. He's probably thinking of that one item.
Yeah. He might be thinking, I wonder if that one item is the bow. Of course, it's not.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Acktheboker looks like we're going to have a trip to Ice Palace as well.
Yeah, without hookshot, there's a bit of routing trickery they have to do, or some bomb jumps, but I expect Ack is up to that.
Oh, yeah. With what we've seen from Ack, he's I think he's pretty well versed in all these glitches.
Barry going for the bomb jump again, and gets it this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, while he's up here, I'm pretty sure he's going to finish the dungeon this time around, because there's no point if you're already up here, you're committed to finishing the whole thing.
Yeah, so as we see both these runners go through things that the other one has completed already, I'll just take a moment to say, give these runners a follow. They are both great. They both stream this game on a fairly regular basis. And if you want to know a bit more about how to play Randomizer well, these are 2 great people to watch.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, might as well also thank Blue Green Mikey, who's making all those icons show up at the bottom of the screen for us.
Yeah, I see that MrBarrybondz used the spin attack strats. Does tempered damage with the Master Sword, so it takes 3 spin attacks in order for him to finish it off, and He won't go into that rage mode then.
Very clean way to get through that.
Yep, bow is always necessary for the fun fact of Ganon's tower always will require it.
Just 2 rooms, I think, where you absolutely need it to kill the enemies, but you're not getting through the dungeon without those 2 rooms.
Alright, Ack is trying to make sure he gets this bomb jump perfectly without getting hit by that bar as well. There you go.
So we see that Bombos is required to open Turtle Rock, but Barrybondz doesn't open it at this point. He is just going to check the rest of Dark Death Mountain. I think he's hoping he never has to set foot in Turtle Rock tonight.
That's my thinking too. If he's not opening it, it's probably it's in the back of his mind.
So we saw him take a pass on the blue boomerang earlier in the checkerboard cave, but he does get the red boomerang, or the inferior boomerang as most runners call it, from the Super Bunny cave.
Red Marine fans, you should be happy. He did pick it up. He had no choice. Oh, the riot shield was discovered.
Mirror shield not required for anything except maybe the laser bridge in Turtle Rock. But still accessible at this point through judicious use of the bonking abilities.
Meanwhile, Acktheboker's finished up Ice Palace here, so he was able to do all those jumps required. We might see another reverse bomb jump here after he picks up this chest too.
So Barrybondz is going to leverage his mirror and his flute and go into Desert Palace the back way, avoiding use of the book entirely. So I think he expects to find 2 items in here, and maybe the green pendant, but of course neither is going to be the bow, which is still hiding in the Eastern Palace.
Yeah, that bow has been hiding from him really quite well.
At this point, he's only looking for that bow, the hookshot, and the red cane, so we'll see what he can come up with. His first item is only 300 rupees.
And we do get a reverse bomb jump setup here by Acktheboker. Let's see how he does it. Alright, no item found yet for MrBarrybondz. Gonna have to get a big chest here, and I think Lambo's probably gonna have the item, right?
That's right. And just in case anyone watching is saying, what the heck did he mean? 300 rupees is only 300 rupees. At this point in the race, money is not what these runners need. They've been to Zora. They've got more than enough to open up the Palace of Darkness. Money is not going to help them get through this game.
Well, it looks like he's going for it, because it is a green pendant as well, too.
That's right, and Ack made it over with his bomb jump, so he's going to be able to finish the dungeon up, take on Cold Stare.
Now, it's going to be interesting to see where Ack decides to go next, because he does have a few options. He could go into Swamp Palace, but it's not usually the most favorable play in the sense of going to Swamp without Hookshot. But he also has the ability to go back up Death Mountain if he wants to check those chests too, but let's see what he does. But I think Double Chested Fairy is probably the first option he would do right after.
I think so, especially because he's still got the pyramid to check. And I don't think either runner has checked the catfish at this point.
Nope, they have not. I think that's looking to be something very, very... Oh, he has a fairy, though. Don't worry. I did see it.
My heart was in my throat for a second, but thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, he's gotta be careful there. Okay, this time around, once he kills one, it should be a lot better than dealing with so many on screen and the ice thing.
And for beating Landmolus, MrBarrybondz has found the red cane, the cane of Samaria, bringing him one step closer to go mode. So once again, we're seeing 2 pendant dungeons required for their items.
Oh boy. So we're 1 item away in a sense from both runners. We just need to find out where that hookshot is, huh?
If I'm Barrybondz, I'm starting to think, well, it's been in pendant dungeons so far, it might be in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
But Barrybondz can completely clear Misery Mire now, since he found that cane, so since he's in the area, he's just going to take care of it.
Mm-hmm. So 2 pendant dungeons had some progressive items so far. We had the flute in Thieves' Town, and we had the cane after Landmolus in Desert.
We have seen no sign of the ice rods, so Turtle Rock can't quite be finished, but it's possible that the hookshot could be earlier in Turtle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, for those wondering, hookshot is required not only to beat Ganon, to climb up Ganon's tower, but also to complete Swamp Palace.
Yep, you absolutely will need to have hookshot, because that Swamp Palace thing, even if you know how to hover, can't do it. Yep, and I agree with AA on that. Misery Mire is a place that you could potentially find hookshot. I've seen it there quite a few times.
There are only 2 items to pull out of Misery Mire, but a lot of chests to open. And that means a lot of opportunities for finding the hookshot. Unfortunately, the pyramid was just, I think, a piece of heart.
Oh, yes it was. Vanilla Heart. Now, where are you going to go, Acktheboker? Where are you going to go? This is
Pyramid not playing maybe? Off.
Yeah, seems like Catfish is the place he's going. Now, I know one of the devs, my pal Carcat, loves to say this. He loves to say that Catfish usually holds hookshot. So I wonder if his prediction will come true today.
Well, it might. I kind of hope it does. Because I don't really want to force these runners to go into Turtle Rock.
Oh, but I think we saw something really nice on MrBarrybondz side, though.
Oh, was that the Tempered Sword?
Oh, yes. He found that Tempered Sword.
Well, can I buy a hookshot for 20 rupees?
Well, Acktheboker's getting all the cash now. I think he hasn't done this play yet in terms of checking Zora yet, so he's gonna find out. Gonna get this life lesson of his piece of heart. I don't even think he's gonna grab it.
No, but I do like this routing for him. Waiting until he could do all of these areas at once before routing them in. It really takes the sting off of running so far to get the Catfish.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely like this one-way trip to take care of all of it. And unfortunately, our single arrow will be skipped by both the runners today.
Where was that single arrow?
It was on The Zora ledge.
I mean, the single arrow is a pretty great item, but I'm not sure it's worth going out of your way for.
Absolutely. I do like that opening of that King's Tomb. That dash strat looks mighty sweet.
Yeah, so for those who are just noticing, you can in fact go above 999 rupees here. Oh, MrBarrybondz with the play I love to see on Vitreous. Turning invisible and dashing through those eyes, taking them out very quickly.
Without a bow, he's going to have to use his temperate slashes here. That's exactly what he's doing. Okay, this might be it. I don't know if Acktheboker is going to either finish up the Smith delivery here or he's going to go into Thieves Town.
Looks like he might be doing Thieves Town.
And that would be the right call because that would definitely lead him to that area, but let's see. Nope, looks like he's doing the frog delivery and everything first. Oh, back into Misery Mire.
Yeah, it looks like he only got one item out of there, that tempered sword, so
okay.
There's some other stuff he's going to hunt for.
Just one more spot there. Meanwhile, Acktheboker is going to start to run out of options here, so once he finishes off, I'm pretty sure he's going to have to either go into Thieves or Swamp, because that's pretty much what's open to him.
That's right. They can get 4 chests in Swamp Palace without having the big key? Or, I'm sorry, without the hook shot?
Yeah.
But for his sake, I hope he goes to Thieves Town because that's where the flute is that he needs to keep going.
Yeah, and the flute will lead him to the Red Cave.
That's right, one pendant dungeon, in fact, blocks another pendant dungeon, as far as we can tell right now.
Yeah, because no book, so no way into Desert Palace.
And Barry did get that second item out of Misery Mire, but it was just a red rupee.
Mm-hmm. We might have a purple chest delivery here by Acktheboker, and then we'll see what he does from there. Oh, no, he's skipping that purple chest. Maybe Thieves Town. This is the right play if he does it.
He is going for Thieves Town. That's great.
Okay, this is good. Because he needed to do something.
Meanwhile, Acktheboker still hasn't made the play to Eastern Palace. Looks like he's going to do a North Dark World now.
Yeah, he might do North Dark World, and then, because he has the flipper, he can jump over to Catfish side and then decide from there.
That's right, he can kind of route all of this in one big loop, checking the pyramid at the same time.
Exactly. It's starting to look like he's doing so.
And he does also have the green pendant, so he can turn that in on his way to Eastern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both their routings are pretty solid for what they've done.
That's right, this is a seed that gives them a lot of ways to approach it, and basically says, yeah, complete a ton of dungeons. I'm not going to lock you in at the start. And they're really taking advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. Alright, MrBarrybondz is... Yep, he's going into... Oh, where is he going? Is he going into swamp first? Oh, this might be the swamp visit.
Yeah, it looks like he's going there. For his sake, I hope it gives him the hook shot. No? Where's he going?
That was an interesting decision of how he routed that one, because he could have just went... Is he going pyramid? Okay. Alright.
Well, he will get to pyramid, so I won't say that his route didn't get him there.
He did get to pyramid somehow. I was like, I'm not sure exactly how he routed that. But it was fun. Fun to see that. Oh, no, a little too quick with the spin speed there. There's that piece of heart vanilla. Alright, if he goes into Pod Eastern play, this is where he needs to be.
Looks like he is, but I'm not going to say that until he actually enters Eastern at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna kinda hurt him a little bit if he does Pod first instead of going to Eastern first, but we'll see if he goes to Eastern first and then does the Pod.
Yeah, it would be nice to not have to see him double dip the Palace of Darkness.
Alright, there's that flute.
And so Hazrallah just says, you cleared out the town of thieves? Well, you can have 20 bucks from me.
I'm trying to remember where the big key was in Pod. I think it was in... It wasn't a deeper half of it, if I remember correctly. It wasn't super early.
I believe that's correct.
It's probably going to open it, but I'm thinking if he actually does the Eastern Palace play here first, it would actually be more better for him.
That's right. And Acktheboker elects not to finish up blind. He's just going to take that flute, get out, and activate it.
That was the right play.
Yeah, that's going to pay off for him.
He makes the right play, and I wonder if he's going to do the same when he goes into my area now, since the fact that he has that flute, I'm pretty sure that's where he's heading.
Yeah, I really hope he sticks with everything in Desert Palace, at least long enough to get his Cane of Samaria.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're starting to run out of options in terms of where the hookshot can be. There's only 2 dungeons it can potentially be in now. Is Turtle Rock or Swamp?
That's right, and I can't think of any other overworld locations that, between the 2 of them, they haven't checked.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that's it, because we know it's not going to be in Hookshot Cave. That's one place that they've looked already. And they will need to ever visit it again. But pedestals definitely still in play, I would say. Yes. They can do a blind pedestal. If that's where it
right.
is.
That's still an option. If it does come down to that, MrBarrybondz will have a slight advantage just because he already cleaned up blind.
Mm-hmm.
But much as I'd like to see a pedestal seed, I don't want to jinx it at this point.
Yeah, me as well. I just think this is it's been a pretty good race going so far. Now this is going to be a big deal of what Acktheboker does here. If he doesn't clear out Desert, he's going to have some problems when he goes into Mire. I hope he does.
Yeah, since he is, slowly narrowing the search space left for his items,
Yeah.
I do expect we're going to see him make the play on the back half.
I would hope so too.
And that seems to be true.
Thank goodness. We have ourselves a really close... And unfortunately for MrBarrybondz, he's going to have to clear out of here, but it wouldn't be too painful because he does have to find the big key anyway. So, yeah.
That's right. It's not like he's going to lose a lot of time full
Mm-hmm.
clearing this dungeon.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a really tight race here. It's going to come after this play. They're pretty much neck and neck. I'm pretty sure that's where MrBarrybondz is going to be able to clear Eastern right after, because it makes no sense. He's already here that he would skip.
That's right. He's done everything he can in Palace of Darkness. Mirror
Oh my
out.
god! Why did he save and quit?
Oh no!
Oh my god!
I think he's going to Turtle Rock.
He didn't even consider Eastern. He didn't even look at it at all. Oh my goodness.
That is huge for him not to see.
I was pretty surprised he didn't even bother looking. I mean, he was right there.
Oh. Well, Ack, for some lighter news, Ack has picked up his green pendant and his Cane of Samaria.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. He's progressing very well through this seed.
Yeah, and the longer that MrBarrybondz misses out on, it's giving Ack quite the lead here a little bit, building.
That's right. Up until this point, everything he did was still, driving him towards some other progression, and I wouldn't call any of his time wasted, but now I'm starting to worry, is it going to hurt that he doesn't have that bow?
Now this will be interesting though. If he doesn't find the hook shot in this area in particular, we're starting to get really close to him probably going to dip into Swamp. And if he doesn't find it there, we are indeed in a pedestal seat for the hook shot.
That's right. Acktheboker is going to clear out MrBarrybondz, probably get both items while he's here.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, he'll also have to make that same call. Do I try Swamp Palace or do I go up to Turtle Rock?
Yeah, at this point, I'd say Swamp looks a little bit better in terms of it is Crystal Dungeon, but it's one of those painful dungeons where if you can go mode it, it's so much faster.
That's right, and I think that's partly why they're avoiding it if they can, because they'd like to make just one trip where it's a really short play.
Mm-hmm. However, they pretty much cleared mostly just about every single part of the dungeon, other than Acktheboker's decision not to finish these, which was the right play. Oh, MrBarrybondz realizes he doesn't have hookshot, so he has to do this the casual method way, which is like this.
That's right, one of those little tricks that the runners get very used to doing, and then when they come in here lacking a certain item, they go, wait, hang on, I have to do this the boring way.
Mm-hmm. Or you can say it's the intended Nintendo way of doing that room.
Yeah, that works too.
Alright. I think the reason why MrBarrybondz thinking it is because he's often playing this version. You often find a progression item somewhere in T-Rock, and I think what he's thinking is maybe bows in T-Rock.
Especially in a pendant Turtle Rock, you see that happen.
Yeah, and that's why he made that play, but I'm very surprised that he didn't even bother deciding to look in Eastern when he was right there at the front doorstep.
And it looks like Ack picked up his level 3 sword, and is also going to make the play to head straight for Vitreous here.
Oh, okay, he's in the iframe, so that's why he didn't get hit anymore at that point. Hey, good thing he has red mail.
Nasty business this room is.
It's nice to have powder. This is why late game it's nice to have the powder, because you'll see a lot of anti-fairies around. Makes the room a little nicer.
MrBarrybondz is running on what? 9 hearts? But with powder, that's still more than enough.
Oh yeah. We're gonna soon discover if hookshot's in this place or not, though. Thanks to Barry making the play up here. And then that will open up the decision whether he's gonna bother searching in Swamp next or not. Alright. Now we see on Acktheboker's side the NMG strats here in terms of how we should take out Witty.
Run in, take a bit of damage, but for the most part, clear those eyes very quickly.
Textbook fight. 6 arrows in the end, 8 arrows. Ah, nice. Done. Done deal. Yep, the bow does a lot of damage to Viddy. Lots and lots of damage. And Acktheboker did the same thing in terms of trying to look for that last item, which we know is going to be that red rupee.
That's right. I think he went straight to Vitreous because he thought, oh, maybe Vitreous will have an item, and I don't need to check the entire dungeon. But I'm told that the key logic says that the last item was definitely on the left side, not at Vitreous.
Yep. Well, the sweet part about this seed, I have to say, is they don't have to go looking anything in Ganon's Tower and coming out. Because sometimes the most painful thing is going in there is then looking for something you need and then going back. But the fact is that Crystal 7, the last crystal, basically Swamp House, which I think is going to be mostly their last crystal in most cases. That one definitely is hookshot, so we won't have any double dipping in Ganon's Tower.
That's right. And in Ack's case, it is definitely going to be his last crystal. He is at 6 already.
It would have been the same if MrBarrybondz had actually dipped into Eastern Palace, but oh boy. I hope this pays off for him, because otherwise this would be a colossal big-time loss. Let's see. Will this place have it? Will it have it? It has butter!
A level 4 sword. Not terrible.
It's got a key. It's gotta be this last one, or it's gotta be Ice Rod, or you can't do anything more here. Oh, it's the single arrow! So we saw something else in the legend. Was an arrow upgrade or something.
Well, that's got to be a bit disappointing.
Oh yeah. Now
especially without the Ice Rod.
He's probably thinking he should have never skipped Eastern Palace now. It's either in Swamp or this is a Pedestal Seed.
I like that tandem flute pickup we saw.
Oh yeah.
I think MrBarrybondz might be doing Spike Cave right here.
Well, it is a play. He's up here, and this is the last thing he has to check up here.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. And
now
Ack just gets his $20 from Sasha.
Now it's going to be interesting to see what Ack does, because this is going to be interesting. Will he also make the play in T-Rock? It's starting to look a little bit like that when he's coming here for potions.
Getting potions is definitely a I'm about to go to T-Rock play.
Yeah, I usually see that if you're gonna do that. Yeah, I'd say that's probably what it is because we usually don't do that going into swamp. It's a little bit awkward.
But it looks like he's going to the Village of Outcasts instead.
Oh my god, MrBarrybondz. Good thing
at least has that ferry.
Ooh. He's living dangerously today. Oh my god. Oh my god, there it is!
There is the hookshot. So we have seen all the items these runners need, but each is still missing one for go mode.
Oh my goodness. There's the hookshot. And if he just goes back into Eastern Palace, which I don't think he will. Hookshot Cave, oh my god. That's what's happening.
Of course, with the hookshot, he can check the hookshot cave, which sadly we know won't have the bow.
Nope. But we still haven't seen something that we usually like to see. Silvers.
That's right, those could definitely be up there. So Acktheboker just needing to check Spike Cave, BarrybondZ just needing to check Eastern Palace, and then each runner could be in go mode. This might come down to whoever just happens on their item first.
Uh-huh. And I'm curious what Acktheboker is going to do. It's really going to be interesting to see how he decides on this one. I have a feeling Barry's going to go into Swamp Palace after this. And he's going to find out that it's not there. And then he's going to have to go Eastern, because that's pretty much his only option.
That's right. Now the advantage Acktheboker does have during this mad search is that as soon as Ack finds the hookshot, he only has to do Swamp Palace.
Yeah, he can go mode that too, so...
BarrybondZ still has to clear out 2 dungeons in addition to Swamp to finish this game.
Yeah. Oh my god, he looked too quickly. Nope. Not the play. He's gotta just go into dungeons now. That's the only thing he has left. He's done all the overworld he can possibly do now. And it looks like Acktheboker is... I wonder if he's gonna go into Spike Cave or he's gonna hold... Oh, I think he's still in Spike Cave.
If he was going to Turtle Rock, he'd probably be using the hookshot across the bridge, so this might be it for him.
Oh no, but he has to go this way without the hookshot.
Oh, you're right! That is in fact what he is here to get.
But he's doing Spike Cave first. Yeah.
He's going for it!
Okay. He has to do this way anyways, but yeah, that pointed him in this direction. And this will lead him to what we call... And I think chat knows. Oh, he's picking up the hearts first!
He doesn't expect to find it.
Oh, there it is!
That is go mode, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. We are in go mode. I had a feeling he was picking up the hearts in case he had to make the Walk of Shame back. Because he still was going to go to that side.
Yeah, I'm quite sure that's what he was doing, and fortunately he didn't need to. I think he was about as surprised as we were the first time we saw that opened.
Oh boy.
So he's going to follow BarrybondZ into Swamp Palace, but he's going to be in go mode for that. He will not check any chests, really. He's just going to run straight to the boss. So we might see him finish this dungeon before BarrybondZ does.
Oh, that's true, because Barry's going to be trying to look for Bo here. Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to finish the dungeon even before Barry... Unless Barry decides to do the finish Argus first, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Barry is going to be up the Butter Sword, and if he opens all these chests, he might come away with silver arrows as well that Acktheboker doesn't have. But neither of those are going to make up the time deficit.
Nope. Biggest thing that he costed him was searching Turtle Rock and not dipping into Eastern when he had the chance to right after Pod.
Yeah, that early check of Eastern by Ack really set him in motion through this seed.
Mm-hmm. The bow is actually in Eastern Palace. Oh my god, that book will cause him even more location checks after this place.
Yeah, that's 2 more overworld spots to check that will not have the bow.
Yeah, he's probably going to be looking at that spot on probably Bombo's tablet right after he's done with the swamp. Yeah, that just sets things even more further behind for him, because that's what happens when you see other things to push you off the side. Okay, with the big key here, yeah, Ack would absolutely finish Swamp before MrBarrybondz does so now.
Yeah, MrBarrybondz wants to open every single chest he can here. So as soon as he's got that big key, he's going to retreat back to the middle area and open what he can as Ack surges ahead through the dungeon.
Yeah.
Checking only the one chest directly in his way.
He's gonna have to go back down here. The water's drained, so... Yeah, MrBarrybondz unfortunately is gonna probably get caught up with those tablets now, because the fact he got that book so late. But then, he's absolutely sure he has to look at the Eastern, because he has nothing else he can do.
That's right. My hope for him at this point is that he doesn't find the ice rod. Because if he finds that, he might be tempted to go fight Trinex. And I'd rather the spaces he can search just keep small, so that he gets driven to Eastern as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so with that final crystal, what time is it for us?
10:36 p.m. right here.
A good one.
Oh, was there something else you were getting at?
Well, there's this little game that we used to play. And we have a special prize as usual. I'm pretty sure chat knows it. They're already guessing their ages out there. I mean, wow, 2-year-old watching? 1-year-old watching?
I'm impressed that people are guessing at their ages. I personally know mine offhand. But...
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, there are 22 chests available in Ganon's Tower. Get in your guesses in chat, numbers 1 through 22. My favorite is always Bob's chest, because that was the first one I ever saw. What's yours, Hiei?
I like number 15, but I generally choose that because it's the traditional vanilla big key location if you do a 2 chest check, and then all the way left.
Yeah, I'm sometimes a fan of seeing things in their vanilla spots.
I'm surprised Ack decided to open the portal way here to get to that. All right, that works.
Meanwhile, Barrybondz, doing the right thing in this case, which is while he's at Swamp, still making sure he cleans out the whole thing, not leaving any chests behind.
Yeah. We would just expect that out of him, otherwise have to reactivate the whole palace again. It's not exactly a good thing to do. Alright. Let's see what Acktheboker decides to do in Ganon's Tower. Oh, he's going the left side strat. We may be seeing a Dark Magician strat. Generally, that's what happens when I see this going on here.
And a Dark Magician strat for anyone in particular who might not know. Not naming myself, what is that?
Well, primarily you go left side, grab those 2 keys if you can, and then you open all these chests, and you mirror out, and you go to the right side, and then you go all the way right. All the way through Armos. And that's exactly what we're looking at here.
Well, Barrybondz did find something in Swamp Palace. It was the half magic upgrade.
Okay, but like I was saying, because he had that book. Aha! So
no.
One today.
So, by conventional routing, that would be the first or second chest.
Yes.
Based on what we saw, that was the 7th chest, I believe. So, if you guessed number 7, Hiei, what do they win today?
Well, Saku just won, so she's pretty happy. Let's see what does Saku want. I let Saku decide because she did win after all. Like chat's already going, burn the witch.
They are. So, Barrybondz heading back up Death Mountain. I'm not quite... Oh, of course, to check the ether tablet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. The bow was just in the first chest in Eastern.
just please, Barry, go to Eastern. For those wondering in chat, we usually do stick around until both runners have finished their race, especially in a race like this where there's nothing on.
Oh, right but look what you found!
Oh my gosh!
They were the silver arrows.
So Acktheboker not going to find those. Is going to have to take on Ganon silverless.
Oh my god, where is MrBarrybondz going? Is he going for that one last chest in the basement here, the back?
I hope not. I think that might only be a small key. He never did the dungeon part of Escape.
Oh my goodness.
Meanwhile, Ack has cleaned up the gauntlet in no time flat.
Oh yeah, I love the strat. I love Fire Rod and Tempered strat.
Really takes those landmos out quickly.
Oh my god, no! You got no, something else! Oh, the fetch quest item! Oh, we know what's gonna happen after this.
300 rupees, I think it is, and not what he needs right now.
I know, and that shroom is gonna get him off course again. Oh, no. Oh man, every fetch quest item now that he gets gonna lure him further and further away from where he's supposed to go.
Oh, and this is neat. We see Acktheboker taking the lantern to cover some of these chests, just to conserve a bit of magic.
And I think there's a bunch of people just joining us because they're wondering why we are able to say what we say, because we do know the location where Barry needs to find right now. And the items that he's finding is actually pushing him further and further away from where he needs to be.
Well, there's the ice rod at the top of Ganon's tower. But yeah, for those that don't know, Barrybondz just has to check the first chest in Eastern Palace. That is where he can find the bow and enter Go mode. Mm-hmm. He is being tempted away by fetch quests and still hasn't made his way there.
Mm-hmm. And luckily that ice rod wasn't in a place where he had to go back and kill Trinex, because that would have been terrible.
That's right. So at this point, Acktheboker has had a pretty fortunate or kind seed. He's going into Ganem at about an hour and 35 minutes. Do you think he knows he's ahead?
At this point, I think he's feeling pretty good. Generally, about this 130 point, you start wondering a little bit, am I in a good point right now? Because usually this is where the big time racers finish.
That's right, and he's certainly done very well in terms of not having a lot of wasted time. He found everything in fairly quick order.
Mm-hmm. That's a good double right there. Okay. I think MrBarrybondz has no other option now. He knows, or he doesn't know. We'll see. If he goes to 5, yeah, I think he knows. Yeah. Yeah, he absolutely knows what he missed now.
We're even maybe seeing some frustration slashes with the sword, indicating he's not too happy with himself.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are in the Ganon fight on Acktheboker side, so it's really exciting to see how he decides to finish up with the tempered.
That's right. Now you might be watching Acktheboker and thinking, hang on, he doesn't have the silver arrows. How can he beat the game here? Turns out there's a small window in the 4th phase of Ganon when he warps, where a sword will still damage him. Mm-hmm. I think it takes 12 hits to finish him off.
Yes, it does. 12 spin attacks or 12 perfectly timed slashes when Ganon warps would also work.
That's right, they usually go for the spin attacks just because that spin attack is so much longer than a slash. It gives them so much more chance for a hit. And but Ack wrecks his way through the first part of Ganon.
Okay, and I think MrBarrybondz picked up what he was looking for.
He is in go mode.
Yes, he is definitely in go mode. Alright, we're going to see a torch glitch set up by Acktheboker here so that only one of these torches will ever go out. And it will be that left one now. The right one will always stay up.
Yeah, that'll let him conserve a lot of magic and generally keep the torches on more so he can get in more hits per cycle.
Mm-hmm. He's doing a great job. At least getting 2 for sure is always a good thing. Alright, 1, 2, yeah. I like seeing that he's able to at least do 2 per, because then it only takes 6 cycles then.
Yeah, that gives him the freedom to use the fire rod, which is faster than the lamp, but takes a lot more magic to spend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he has a chance for 3 here. There you go.
And he gets it.
Alright, send your GGs in chat for Acktheboker, and if we haven't said it yet, make sure you give these guys a follow. They've given you a great race to follow today. And what is their special SRL time?
Acktheboker has finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 29 seconds. Pretty fast race for a seed where they had to do 2 pendant dungeons almost entirely.
Mm-hmm. And I think MrBarrybondz just stopped because he realized what happened.
Yeah, he knows he's still got probably 15 to 20 minutes of racing to finish this up, and with Acktheboker done already, he doesn't. I think
he has chosen to forfeit the race, yeah. That's fine. Let's see if we can get at least one of them in here if they feel like the interview, but going through a scene like that might take a little bit out of them. They might need a little break here.
Yeah, certainly in addition to some great routing, we saw some really strong execution, particularly from Acktheboker in Ganon's Tower, which was so fast I kind of missed the whole thing.
Yes, MrBarrybondz has indeed forfeited the race. And we do have our winner. Let's put him in here. Congratulations, Acktheboker.
Thank you. Oh, that was a fun one. I didn't really feel too good about that, but I guess it worked out.
Mm-hmm. And would you like to know what happened to Barry in this one?
Was it the hook shot or?
He found that before you did.
I don't know. What happened?
I'm sorry to say it was in fact the bow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that would suck. Right,
Yes.
because... That's right. Man, that was so early for me. I remember I was like, oh, okay, well, that's really convenient. I'm glad I decided to waste time in here.
Mm-hmm. And the reason that happened was the one routing decision he decided to do and gamble cost him big time was when he searched Pod first, he never decided to mirror to search into Eastern, and he went straight to Turtle Rock and pretty much full cleared Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Turtle Rock was my next move. That's why I grabbed all those extra potions. Is because I was
we
going
were
to
thinking
do
that.
Spike Cave first, but I wanted to get out. But I didn't want to do Turtle Rock then Spike Cave in case the hook shot was there.
Oh yeah, we were thinking the same thing. We were like, oh, but he can't get to the eastern side without hookshot, so he's probably gonna make a trip to Spike Cave first, and then if it's not there, you got the potions for Turtle Rock. Yeah.
The crazy thing about that too is after you did Hera, you had your hammer and your glove. You also had a fairy and a red potion and I don't know, I think it was 6 or 7 hearts. I thought about it for a half second. But I was like, that's way too early to be making those plays to, get the piece of heart that's in Spike Cave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
I imagine he probably found the flute a lot quicker than I did.
He definitely did that, and then the cane as well, by extension.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't. Yeah, once I found the flute, I was like, well, rip, this isn't good.
Yep. It was really close up to that one play. I honestly said you guys were pretty neck and neck throughout the whole race until that one decision, and then that's what happened. But it was a great race to follow. You guys both did some amazing bomb jumps and execution. I like seeing your water walk fake flippering glitches and everything. That was really nice.
Oh yeah. I wish I could have made it look like I was actually comfortable with those bomb jumps, especially the one in Ice Palace to get to the big chest. I was like, do not fall because you can't get back up here ever again.
Yeah, that reverse bomb jump was really nice. And yeah, both of you guys actually did that. You both went to Ice Palace having to do that the hookshot required bomb jump. Yeah, you guys did that really nicely.
Yeah, it gave you a key, so I don't even know if you needed to.
Yeah, technically you didn't have to, but yeah, I think you guys ended up doing it anyways.
Yeah, unless you wanted to go around.
So it looks like we saw a full heart container on the pedestal. So was there a point in this run you ever thought, oh, I might have to go and finish that pedestal check?
Kind of. The reason it never really... Just because I never had the ice rod, and at that point I was running out of places to check, and I was like, if I don't see an ice rod, it's probably in GT, which means this hook shot's just somewhere stupid. If I would have had an ice rod, then maybe I would have considered it, but...
Oh yeah.
Well, you were right
about that.
The ice rod in GT.
Yeah, I know, I found it in that dumb chest I opened.
Oh yeah. We were worried about that for Barry because he was running out of places, and if he saw that, we were really worried if he would go back into finish Trinex off.
Yeah, I could imagine. So he went into Turtle Rock before he went into Eastern?
Yes, he absolutely did.
Wow, that's madness. I mean, if the bow is there, though, that's a heck of a play, though, so...
Yeah, and it did turn out that the final sword upgrade was in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's Barry. Congratulations, Barry. I know how it feels, but you did really well in the seat up to that point. It was really pretty much a really, really close race. You gave us a splendid show, absolutely, buddy. And at this time, I also like to thank our tracker, Blue Green Mikey. Make sure you give him thanks.
Yeah, major shoutouts to him for clicking on things so diligently and accurately for an hour and a half or more. I say just clicking on things, but it's a lot of work that goes into making sure all those icons show up so someone watching can tell what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I really tried my best to keep him busy.
Absolutely, you definitely kept him busy this one.
Especially at Hype Cave, you guys were giving him tons of stuff to do.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
it was nice.
The seed opened up like so fast. I was actually confused. I opened up IRC just to make sure like there wasn't an issue with the seed and we were playing on the right version.
Yeah, I wondered how you guys felt when you first saw Moon Pearl in the library. Were you thinking, "Oh, this seed's going to be nice at least"? Because
that's actually exactly what I was thinking. I mean, the boots could only be so far, so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When Moon Pearl's there, you know they don't really want you to grow until you have those boots.
So with this run or this win, I believe you go to 4-0 throughout this tournament. Do you have any special preparation you're going to be doing for this really hard matchup that's going to be coming?
I don't know. Pray, sacrifice a goat. Like, I don't know if there's any amount of practice that can prepare me for the all these just insane opponents that are probably heading my way.
Well, you end up at 4-0 for a reason, so I'm sure you'll be well suited to whatever fight or whatever matchup you come into.
I can get lucky. I think that's it.
Oh, indeed.
So that is the last race of the night for us on Speed Gaming here, and the last rando race of the night. But starting at 1 Eastern tomorrow, we're going to have more rando for you. Rando continues all month and through the rest of the year.
Oh man, look at your menu time. That's really sweet. Sub 3, always nice.
That's impressive.
Christ, I felt like I flubbed on my menu quite often. Oh well. I guess I just did it fast. Oh well, thank you guys for commentary, of course, and thanks for the restream, guys.
Yep, absolutely. Thank Feasel for the restream, and of course I'm really happy to join with my co-commentator to do this match for you, so hope everyone enjoyed it, and I'll give my co-commentary friend the final say for today.
This is the final say. Good night, everyone. We'll see you in the future.